Amigos de Combo, bienvenidos. Sí, estamos aquí con el elenco de La Momia. Para todo México, Latinoamérica en general, están aquí con nosotros estos muchachos. How are you?
Gracias. Thank you for having us. Thank you very much for having us.
Nice to see you. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet
Thank
you.
you for having
It's fun to
us.
be here.
I'm very excited because this is the kickoff of the Dark Universe.
This is it.
It is.
Yes.
Here we go.
I know.
How do you
Exciting.
feel to be part of this new universe?
I'm excited. I am excited because it's going to be, we really got to set the paradigm for, I think, what the world is going to be,
Yeah.
which is very large-scale entertainment. We shot this movie on film predominantly. It's beautiful looking. It has very unique characters, very unique monsters. Look, I love to entertain an audience, and this has the kind of action and scares and humor.
Yeah.
Alex and I, we've known each other since MI3. He wrote MI3. And it's only his second film to direct, so when he brought me on board with Universal, I was very excited. And of course, the mummy herself right here. She's awesome, Sophia
Yummy
Patella.
mummy.
Yummy mummy,
mummy.
yummy mummy. That's good. And Annabelle's also part of this dark universe. She
Yeah.
just came in and crushed it.
Very strong character, female characters,
Yes,
right?
yes, very
we
important.
used to watch the Mummy as a male character.
Yes.
How is this twist?
the yummy
How did you
mummy.
bring
I
to
love
the
that.
table to this role?
I don't know. I wonder how you came up. I mean, I never asked you actually.
I think
What-
we just wanted like a different version of the story. We wanted to pay tribute to the classics, but also recognize that the audience, there's a whole section of audience that hasn't seen those films, And so if you're a fan of the originals, great, but if you're not, we wanted to bring you a new Mummy story, and it felt like, you have to love the monster and fear the monster, and that's
Yeah,
what we
love
ended up
and
around.
fear. And that was the first thing that he showed me. He called me, sent this image, and I saw Sophia.
Yeah, you're like,
and I'd known Sophia
what?
before from her
Yeah.
film work, but also as a dancer. I'd seen her as a
yeah.
dancer. And I just saw her in this, and I went, oh my God, this is so cool. I
Was it a
want to
photo
know.
of me on the headspin?
No,
Not one of those.
I've seen the head spin. I've seen the head spins and you doing that, but it was, you look like that, and it was, I
I'm
went,
gonna text.
Alex, this is so cool. This
Yeah.
is your design of this
Yeah,
was really original.
Creepy and sexy.
Yes, exactly.
exactly. That's
Creepy
what we
and-
wanted.
And also, you want that with this villain, but also this anti-hero character, and really defines what I love about monster movies in a classic sense. Something that gives us a tremendous scare, but also adventure. Something that, I like to be scared at a movie, but I don't want to be punished by a film. Do you know what I mean by that? Like you're like, that was a little too much, and it allows for very unique kinds of characters. I mean, and really, the character of Nick, wasn't really developed, and we were talking about it and how, because the film The Mummy is an origin story. It is, my character essentially is a protagonist that takes us through this world and introduces us into this new world of gods and monsters. And so you can have a character like this who really is, really came up with this idea of him being a thief, Yumi
scoundrel,
McCory, a
yeah.
scoundrel who really finds his humanity. I don't want to give away the ending, but what's going to happen, and having, Annabelle come in and finding the balance also with Sophia is so powerful. Finding the balance, we are lucky to get young actress Annabelle, who's really the very beginning. Both of these very powerful artists, beginning of their careers. And that kind of light and dark and that balance that we have.
Talking about that balance, you put a lot of kind of things. You put comedy, you put a lot of actions, and even for you as an actress, you have to make some research of history, like the archaeology thing, and you have to put a lot of physically tense with your performance. You have to be in those scenes.
All doing all of those things.
Yes, she's got to come up and
Gravity
whack
zero.
me. She's doing, but also, Annabelle, Sophia, Sophia is the pharaoh princess. So it was always like, you're a princess, you're a queen, you're a queen. And with Annabelle, we were like, okay, what's this Annabelle character? Because the way we work is you start working on it, you've got to write to who they are. And I remember Annabelle came on, and she's got such a unique a quality, such a light, both of the ladies, and very different kinds of qualities that they want to bring to the performance. So we were actually at the Natural History Museum doing research, and Alex and I, we were talking, like before.
Loves the
Animals
story.
walking ahead.
Animals walking ahead. And we're looking at it,
Unbelievable.
we're going like, okay, what kind of stuff? How do we find like?
She's
where's-
so intelligent.
She's
so strong.
She's
What
so
do
smart.
we do
She's
with
so-
this character? How
What do we
make
do
a
with this
difference?
character? And she's just walking. I was like, there's a glass window right there. You just see her walk, boom, right in the glass window. Her face is planted up against it like that. We're like, and there's a moment like you're going, she's not going to walk into that. She sees it, right?
Unbelievable.
And literally the moment you're going, Annabelle, she crashes into it. We're like, that's the character.
And then played it off so effortlessly.
Played it off so effortlessly and kind of did that. So you find that kind of humor and wit, you know, and also with both characters, to find the comedy in there, like when Sophia has me on the altar, you know, in the monastery, you know, finding that humor
Human
and wit.
behavior.
I
Yeah.
remember you weren't below me, and I remember between takes, just as a joke, I started to tickle you, and I wouldn't stop, and he couldn't move because his hands were underneath my legs, and he was laughing and telling me, do that in the next take, do that, do that.
In a tomb. It's a prison. Next!
How was to film that Gravity Zero sequence? Because we know that Tom Cruise used to do his own stunts and that kind of thing. He enjoyed it, but you?
I was.
First of all, I was like, this is going to be great. Annabelle, you're going to love this.
And what did I
You
say?
can't prepare for it. You're like,
Yeah, you were very smart to hire an actress that has way more bravery than common sense.
yes.
Very good on you.
Both of you ladies, I was very lucky, very lucky.
I did. Yeah, we did 64 takes. You know, we went
Over
up to
2 days.
25,000 feet, and then pulled the
Parabolic
nose, and we did parabolic arc. We did 64 times.
Wow.
Zero G for 34
And it was
seconds.
also you'd never done it before, had
No,
you? So it was the
Not
first
that
time
length.
for
I've done
me.
zero G in an airplane. I've done it, but not that length. Not a whole scene like that.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
impressed. She was impressive.
She
Thank
was
you.
very impressive.
I just, had she not done it, I would not, because you can't fake that. You can't have a stunt double do that. She had to do
No,
it with me.
and I wanted to do it. You know, I wanted to prove my place across from Tom Cruise. I was thinking of all the stories to tell my grandchildren. That willed me forward for sure.
And you
You
ran
did.
You ran a pace
Thank
with
you.
Tom.
Yep.
I did.
Very impressive.
I ran.
Yep.
Very impressive.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
And Sophia at the end with that, doing the very sophisticated
But I
fight
think, yeah, I think
sequence,
we
too.
all knew.
Underwater.
Yeah, going into this world of, you know, unearthing these monsters, and especially with someone like Tom and Alex, like, that we were going to use our physicality to the extreme. So I think both Sophia and I were very excited about that
Yes,
challenge, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. Plus, we're responsible for our characters. I think it's a great honor to play these roles. Why would we do it any differently than do
Yeah.
it fully?
All the way.
You guys know it hurts. Look, I want to tell you, like doing stunts, it hurts.
Yes.
It's not.
Yeah, no.
Everyone thinks they want to do it, and then they start realizing, oh, this
It's
is.
very painful.
It can be it's uncomfortable.
And for Tom, you know, just because he's around, everyone expects that he's going to save the day,
Right.
no matter what.
know.
That he's the real life embodiment of all his characters.
I know,
So
that's right.
Tom, thank you for being that guy. Many times to me, I was like, save me, where's Tom? Where's Tom?
How would Tom do it? So many times also. And the
No, I'd be under.
I need Tom.
Yeah.
I was there with you guys
How would-
because
yeah.
I know. It's interesting. I'm more worried watching them do it than. I mean, I'm
Well,
always
you're in a different headspace.
Yeah.
I'm always like,
yeah.
Tom would be in my
He's
face
gonna-
asking me, "Are you okay?"
You
And
okay?
I would say yes. He would say,
yeah, I'm looking at it. It's like, because
Yeah.
she goes down. I'm
Are
like,
you
Are
okay?
you okay? Look at me. I want to make
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
really? Are you okay?
"Yeah,
All right.
yeah."
You're going to be in the whole progress of this dark universe,
Yeah.
right? How do you going to put this line? Because I think it's going to be all anti-heroes because his nature of monsters, right? Even the character of Tom has this transition because he's not the hero. He's a irresponsible guy that finds something in the way.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's right.
he is going to steal something, and unwittingly unleashes the mummy, thinking he's going to get treasure, and he gets way more than he ever.
But
ever,
Tom,
ever
as
working. For
one of the things I love Tom's. Tom has this ability
ready for
to
that one.
make very unlikable characters very likable. And what I love about his film, look at Edge of Tomorrow or Rain Man or Jerry Maguire, those guys are deeply flawed. And actually, you connect to them a lot because they're deeply flawed and they have this incredible arc. And I think as an audience, it's much more satisfying to watch somebody go from being flawed to understanding how to become a better person. So you're always looking for a way to distill the idea of the movie down to a simple sentence emotionally. And in this one, it was the story of a monster of a human being who has to confront his inner monster to find his humanity. And once you can say it like that, then the whole movie organizes around that idea. And, you know, it takes someone like Tom to be able to give a performance like that and make a scoundrel, as you say, a likable guy.
Because of your actions, this ancient power has returned.
You were fans of the Universal's classic monsters?
Yeah, of course,
before this?
definitely.
Yes, of course.
Which was your favorite? Which is your favorite? Besides Mommy, please.
That's an easy
It's got to
answer.
be. You know what? I really, it's hard to say because so many moments actually. You know, when you're 6 years old, I wasn't allowed to watch them, but I snuck it anyway because you know, I was. And what I liked about it is what it had for me as a kid at that time period when you're seeing it. You know, this is before the internet, and I watched it in black and white on television, and it was scary. Even now, today, you look at Boris Karloff in that mummy makeup. It's
brilliant makeup.
It's brilliant
It's
and creepy
timeless.
performance.
Yeah.
It's creepy stuff.
Yeah, it really is.
You know, so I find it hard.
To
you
choose
know,
just one.
yeah, when you see, for me, you know, it's hard.
I think
to say
it,
which is
like
my
I
favorite.
remember watching when I was younger and really feeling so conflicted and feeling it was so interesting to see how my moral compass was confused by these flawed characters, but then ones that I emoted with, I felt, you know, had heart. And I think that's what we bring to this, and Sophia brings so well to this, and all our characters, is that
true.
these monsters, these classic catalogue, mirror a dark and a light that we all have in ourselves and that we battle with every day. But they are just, it's mirrored on the surface, and I think that's where the through line to the audience
That's right.
is.
It reflects something incredibly human. I mean, look at that. My favorite scene of any monster movie ever really is from Frankenstein, and it's the scene with him and the little girl by the water. Because
Are you talking Young Frankenstein or
well,
Frankenstein?
Young Frankenstein's in its own
Classic,
category.
I know,
That's a very special film. But you know, Frankenstein's rejected by everybody in society, and he just wants to connect, and he just wants to be loved, and he meets this little child by the water, and she sees him through the eyes of a child, and so she doesn't see a monster, and he's so happy to connect with her that he falls to his knees, and she hands him a flower, and she throws him in the water to show that it floats, and he picks her up and he throws her in the water, and she drowns.
Yeah.
And all he's trying to do is express love to this you know, this person, and he can't. And I think that's what makes the monsters so beautiful, is that all they want is what we all want, you know, but they don't know how to get it because they're monsters.
Javier Bardem is gonna be
Yes,
the doctor or the monster?
Very interesting question.
Tell me.
He's going to play Frankenstein's monster, but who knows? Anything could happen.
Tell me, you played once a vampire.
Yes.
And
that?
you are
Ooh,
Yes. Great vampire.
Yes, that was so
Great
much fun
vampire.
playing that. That was, you know, I loved it. So you see my love of monster movies early on. I remember when we made Lestat, it was, you know, they had made movies like that. They were not making movies
Huge,
like that. at that time.
gothic, beautiful.
Gothic, beautiful, and I think that's what this series is going to embrace. And you know, we're going to shoot this film all over the world. You know, I'd like to come here and shoot, you know, pyramids.
People have been asking today about
Yeah, I
Peruvian
want to do that.
mummies.
I really want to do that. You know, and it's part of the culture. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we know what's happening with Nick, and I can't reveal it at this particular moment, but you'll see what happens to him.
I don't want to make any spoiler, but Annabelle, if you have the opportunity to turn a male character, a monster character, into a female character, who would you play?
all of them.
kind of a werewolf to me, I'm going to say. Werewolf.
Vampires.
thought-
Vampires
Yeah.
or something.
Thank you, Tom.
Yes.
Thank
Female
you. I
werewolf.
think I
Just
have
like
that
Vampires,
air
the
of
pale
mystery.
skin.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
I
Pale
thought
skin?
sexy and alluring. I didn't think pale skin.
What, not Harry? No, no. I didn't say werewolf.
Unbelievable.
I didn't say
I think of vampires because of my stealth-like
skin and the fangs.
darkness that I have.
I love the scene with the chains because you put
I love you
yourself.
too. Should have seen me.
You kind of dance with this Cirque du Soleil style.
It was definitely a dance and a half.
There was, for sure.
She was there for hours.
Hours.
going
No,
through it. It was,
weeks.
Yeah,
She was there
hours
for
a day
weeks.
for weeks. It was intense.
And
There was
physically
no center
painful.
of gravity
You
with that
never-
position.
Yeah.
You never complain.
Never.
It was
You were
amazing.
Constantly, because also we're finding the character while we're doing it. So there's so many moments that we were exploring, and she had to just do it. A lot of people think you write a script and you go shoot the script, but there's a lot of discovery
Every day.
and performance and finding what's working. And
When you was shooting in London, how was the experience bringing the myth into the real world,
was
the
awesome.
actual
Oh my
world?
God.
that was his idea. We were looking at National Geographic. He sent me all this stuff and how actually London is built. And I love history, and I knew this. And your idea to apply this to the story, and I'm glad you brought it up. It was Alex, because it's built like Mexico City. It's built on many different cultures and time. I know here, times you're building buildings, you just all of a sudden it's like archaeological,
Discovery.
Yeah, yeah.
discoveries that are
We
incredible.
have a lot of mummies downstairs.
There's a lot of mummies around here.
That's right.
I love that that whole design and coming up with that was a very cool in also
Yeah.
into the story. And we got to shoot in Namibia too, which is beautiful, in France. But it was very, very cool. I think it's a really cool concept, and it's true.
Grounding it in reality is,
Yeah.
I think, the thing that makes the movie feel credible in a way. And as Tom was alluding to, there's this amazing National Geographic article that talks about how as they're building the Crossrail, which is this big tunnel train system that they're building through London, they're unearthing all these bodies and tombs and temples, and we just went, oh my God, we should just use this. It's right here for us,
Gods and monsters. That's the main theme. And in all the cultures around the world, we have our own.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's exactly
Yes.
right.
That's exactly
Every
right.
culture has its monsters.
That's
and I think
cool,
that's
right?
why they've endured for so many generations and
Yeah.
so many years across so many.
That's why we're
the whole
fascinated
planet.
by
Yeah.
You are alive because you were chosen.
Chosen. By what?
Evil.
I agree.
I have some monsters and god of Mexico, so I want to know if you want to fight with them or to join to the group. So we have, I don't know if you know, we have the Guanajuato mummies.
Guanajuato. Wow.
Wow.
A whole gang of mummies there.
Is that a child?
And we have Santa and Blue Demon that has fight for a lot of
Thank you.
years.
I got a mask today. I've been wearing it on my time off.
I know, it's
Yeah.
a beautiful mask.
Rolling
I
around.
think that mask is really cool.
They fight versus vampires, mummies,
I know.
werewolves.
Incredible.
Wow.
That's
That's
awesome.
cool, right?
That's super cool.
We
Ooh.
have Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah.
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 Alex is half Mexican, if you don't know.
Yes.
You
Not half Mexican. I used to live in Mexico.
Yeah.
When I was a kid. Yeah.
We have two
Wow.
Quetzalcoatl
Amazing.
and the Katrina.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah, but it has to be with this mythological monster, right? Because this is like a curse with the demons. And by the way, I have a lot of questions about the end of the
Yes.
movie.
Yes.
I'm not
Yes.
going to make any spoiler.
Yes.
The
Look at that.
Katrina,
Back it up. Let me see that. Oh yeah, look at that.
Chaneque.
Janeke.
Yeah. Could you back it up one shot also, do you mind?
Yeah.
Look at that makeup. Isn't that
Awesome.
incredible?
Amazing.
That shot is
Beautiful.
amazing.
That's cool,
That
right?
makeup is beautiful.
You like to fight them or to team up?
I'd
think
rather
they
have
look-
them on our side.
They look too
Let's
beautiful
keep it.
to
Let's
fight.
keep it. I don't want to fight that.
But that imagery is, that's the kind of
Beautiful.
stuff that we want, because here's the thing, it's beautiful. It's very powerful, it's scary, but it's also beautiful. And that is going to be the hallmark of what I feel the Dark Universe needs to be. It has to have a high aesthetic beauty, but also very scary. And I think that's, that's what I saw with you with this as the Mummy, where it's
Alex
just
said-
very beautiful, very scary, and alluring. That's just amazing.
And you did an amazing thing with the characterization, not just with Sophia, with all the mummies. That it seems like zombies, but it has his own personality, right?
Yes.
How much time did you spend doing all this?
Well, it's interesting because
That shot is
growing
just
up in Mexico, I think one of the things that was very clear was that the relationship to death extended well past life. And you always felt that everywhere. Like whenever I would go to a cathedral or to a church, you would see it and you would feel it. And I saw lots of images like that. And this is actually the first time I maybe subconsciously took it from something like that, like the markings on her face, because I saw so much of that as a kid. But I think that what's so cool about Sophia's physicality is that as a dancer, as Tom was saying earlier, you need to believe that she's a 5,000-year-old princess who carried herself like royalty, which means she's got to move slowly and she's got to have incredible body control. And so coming up with the design of the you know, just the design of the mummy, the look of the mummy, you always want to go back to story, you know, and so story, it's like the markings on her face come because she makes a deal with the Egyptian devil, really, and when he touches her, the rune spread, so he's kind of marked her. And I'd never seen the split pupils before. I thought that was just the coolest thing, and I had read that some people believe it means evil eye, and so you're always looking for just a way to design it differently. And you know.
We did 24 screen tests to find the looks in the 4 stages in which she regenerates, and then the old when she is in ancient Egypt, because we did not want to do any looks that's been done before. We wanted to have, and it was a long, tedious work and process. And Alex told me one day when I was a bit tired, and I've had it.
You're amazing.
He said to me, "It's the look of the mummy is essential for the movie to work." And I don't know if I understood it until I started to see the images, and because this will stay with people forever. And I understand it now. And what we found, I think, is phenomenal. Lizzie, Georgia, our makeup designer,
brilliant.
with you and with the studio, with everybody, the collaboration. I think it's such a striking sort of dark
Visual
look
reference.
and still feminine and beautiful in a weird way. But I'm so glad that we
So many people have
worshipped
said
that so much.
to me, I'm so terrified by her and so attracted to her. And I was like, that was what we were going for. That's what you want. Like, you don't know how to feel about it, you know? But it was important that even in the ancient Egypt section of the movie, you presented her as this incredible beauty so you could have the contrast of what she became 5,000 years later.
Yeah. So, thank you very much, guys.
man,
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Are we going to watch you again in the universe of these monsters?
Yes, we're just getting going.
I'm not done with him.
We're just getting going.
That's good,
We're
that's
just
good.
getting going.
Just a final question. In one moment, we are going to watch all the monsters together in one movie.
Well, I'm sure that would be great if we can get there in an organic way where the stories lead us there and the audience wants it. I think that'd be great. But we want to give you individual great monster movies and then start to build them into each other.
Perfect. Alex, Sofia, Tom, Annabelle, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you, nice to see you. Nos vamos, yo soy Alex Montiel. Pásenla chido, nos vemos en el cine. Bye.